Warning. The Dragon Between podcast may contain language and adult humor that is unsuitable for those 13 years and younger. Viewer discretion is advised. You're listening to the Dragon Between podcast, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign that takes place in the Eberron pulp fantasy setting created by Keith Baker. New episodes are recorded every Sunday and are released on the following week. You can find the video version on the YouTube channel. And if you like what you see and hear, feel free to drop us a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter for updates and news on the podcast. Thank you for listening, and now on with the show. Following the destruction of the Steel Predator and revelation of Auri's apparent betrayal, the characters were suddenly joined by the Sentinels of the Infinite Archive. Researcher Lisette was then escorted back to the entrance hub while the group awaited her replacement, a Deva called Bahel. After learning from the substitute researcher that they were allowed only 2 more inquiries, the party deliberated for a bit on the most relevant topics.
Back at the World Serpent Inn, Zito and Eli continued their tinkering within the workshop demiplane. A robed stranger then called upon the duo, showing an interest in their projects. After offering a few puffs of odd tobacco to Eli, of which the wizard happily obliged, the man offered up his services in helping to speed up the build time within the workshop. Zito and Eli declined the man's offer and bid him farewell.
The trio of Red, Music, and Lathana settled on their subjects of inquiry, the beings known as Victoro, Castellanter, and Morkadesh. The group then learns of large gaps within Castellanter's timeline, as if he were shielded from the immortals of the Panopticon. The party then learns of Castellanter's Atlas Slate project, several land purchases, pylons, and something called a Mind Seed Engine. Lathana also learns that her children were guests of the Castellanter estate in Shard a few months ago.
Music then learns that Mordekash, a Roxasa warlord and member of the Lord's Dust, currently reside on the plane of Shavarath, within his flying fortress, the Shadow Sword, before finishing their archive research. The group discovers that they are being observed by an invisible eye that disappears when detected. The group are then transported back to the archive entrance hub and attempt to reach out to Eli and Zito via sending ring.
The characters are then surprised when Ender responds, explaining that Auri has confessed to him of her betrayal of Lathana and then promptly run off. Before Ender can further elaborate, the group hears a struggle and then silence. The party then prepares to return to Hartham and help Ender, while a soused Eli stays behind in the workshop, seemingly oblivious to the crisis at hand.
The characters utilize the Prime Gate to return to Eberron and find themselves in Hartham just before dawn. The air is thick with smoke, and the smell of buildings burning, and the sound of people yelling and screaming. Music then observes robed and hooded individuals running off to the north, and the party gives chase, observing as a massive, insect-like creature bursts out of the base of the spire. A battle ensues, and the group watches on in horror as Zito is knocked unconscious by the huge insect, and Music is affected by a suggestion spell, taking flight and abandoning his friends.
And Music, as you began running away from the battlefield, the sound of battle behind you, rushing forth, passing by one of the buildings at the base of the spire. You begin running across the road, and just across you see a couple of individuals, stout, barrel-chested, wearing what looks like armor of some sort. And they're just in the shadow of another building and seem to be crouched down. And as soon as you see them, they apparently see you and are now gesturing for you to come over to them. And I believe you said you had the ability to move faster if you wanted to, correct?
Oh yeah, I've got my speed boots.
Okay. It takes a bonus action or an action to activate those.
Well, that's a good question. Let me check.
We'll retcon it. If not, we'll say that you can activate them. Because you haven't actually taken an action. You've just been done a movement. So you have your full action and movement after you've run away.
Okay.
Okay, so as you rush forth, you see two individuals, like I said, crouching down within the shadow from the moonlight, which is hanging low in the air. There's not much light, but you can clearly see them as two of Urkor's samurai, the Clan Ashta samurai.
Help, guys! Everybody's under attack. It's terrible.
And as you watch as one of them now motions for you to get down, but you can still feel yourself, that throbbing sensation in the back of your head willing you forward, because the only thing that you were told was to run away. It didn't say when to stop running, just run away. So you're essentially barreling towards them at this point. You can direct yourself in any direction you wish. You can go towards them, or you can run in and up another direction.
I'm gonna run around them. Keep going.
Okay. As you're running around them, they just sort of look at each other and give each other an odd look. And then I will add them to the combat tracker. Just so that you're... let's see. I'll add them to the combat tracker in a moment. In the meantime, it's Lathana's turn again, Lathana. I'm going to share the map once again for you all.
Okay.
At the moment, directly in front of you, about 15 feet, you can see the diminutive form of the bleeding kobold. You can see the hole right next to his body. And you can see the metallic guard drake, which is attempting to bite into this shorter dwarf-like individual who is trying to stab Red in the back with a dagger. You can also see a couple other more of those gangrenous insect-like creatures milling about.
Would Lithana have seen who affected music?
I would say that time is wibbly wobbly. Let's say that you were focusing your attention. What's your passive perception? We'll see if you observe this individual.
17. And she can see up to 90 feet, so...
Okay. Say with your passive, you definitely observed that robed individual saying something to him. You didn't exactly hear what was said because of the distance. But he definitely said something to music, and then music took off running for some reason.
The mind mage?
Yes. The one that is holding a torch out, still rubbing his face and looking about like he's surveying the field, like he's looking.
All right. Well, she's like, well, your lantern makes you the perfect target, and she will sharpshoot the mind mage.
Okay.
Oh,
unfortunately, that is a natural one.
She would try again.
Your bolt actually caught into the bottom of his torch, and he just kind of looks like, what the, and looks at it, and now he's looking from the direction in which the arrow came, and it looks like he's getting ready to come straight towards you. But your second attack is a critical hit. So as he turns his head and looks in your direction, the arrow catches him right in the middle of his forehead, and he pitches backward onto the ground, very dead.
Oh, finally some progress. Then that's the end of my turn.
Okay. You're not going to move, go anywhere, do anything?
Nope, I like my hiding spot.
We'll say that he dropped the torch. It is on the ground. We'll say it's still burning for the moment, so it is emitting light around. I guess I need to actually... That is not big enough, so let me... Actually, yeah. There we go. We'll say it's right there. You're just out of sight of that. It's currently of the dimmest light. You're still in darkness. And the Mind Master is going to continue attempting to stab at Red, not Lithana. However, he is at disadvantage at the moment because of the light. He is putting his hands up and misses with his first attack, misses with his second attack. And you can see now he turns and looks in the direction of the torch, which hasn't quite gone out yet. The crawler is going to sort of rush around to the side of you, Red, and it's going to attempt to hit you with its 4 attacks. First, biting at you, striking you, doing 2 damage, reduced down from 5. Ryan, if you'd be so kind as roll a wisdom save for Red. Okay, unfortunately, that is a fail. Red is currently frightened by this creature. And it continues to slash into her, attacking first with a claw, dealing 2 damage, reduced down from 4, missing with its second one, and then attempting to stab at her with this pincer-like tail. And manages to hit, dealing another 1 damage, reduced down from 3. That is the end of its turn. On Icar's turn, Icar is going to run full speed as fast as he possibly can. And let's see. Icar can only move 30 feet. He's not quite there yet. Zito, make another death save for me. That is a success. Whoa. You rolled it on Red. Oh. Oh, snap. That's another failure, unfortunately, on Zito's behalf. And Eli, will get to you on the next round. Gort's turn. He's going to also... he, at this point now, slaps you. Music? Just sort of... Yeah. He just sort of... Let's see if he can actually hit you. He misses. Shit. Well, you're running around him in circles. He tries to slap at you. And, like, telling you to come at your senses. Come to your senses.
Jeremy, did Red not go?
Did she not go?
I don't think so.
Oh, crap. Well, in that case, retcon, it's Red's turn. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, also, would, gosh, sorry. Music be out of it because the guy's dead?
No, that's not how the spell works. The spell works for 8 hours. Of course, you wouldn't know this necessarily, but it works until 8 hours or until music is taken out of it. I don't think that the caster dying has anything to do with it, but I will look it up while Red takes her turn. Matter of fact, Red,
Yeah.
for that, I will take the since I accidentally skipped you, I will take the frightened condition off of you.
It's near me.
At the moment, there is a little gangrenous bug-like creature directly behind you. There is a what looks like a gray-skinned dwarf who's been stabbing or attempting to stab you in the back with a dagger, standing directly across from this creature. So they're on either side of you right now. And there's a about roughly 10-foot size crater in the ground a few feet away from your feet from where this enormous bug-like creature was.
I guess I will swing at the little gray dude that's attacking Red.
Okay.
With my great sword. Recklessly.
You know what? It is a concentration spell. Concentration is broken. So you are no longer mind controlled, Music.
Okay.
Unless somebody overrides me, I'm pretty sure that's how that level 2 spell works.
Yes, once he's dead, it ends.
Okay, well in that case, Music, you didn't have to be slapped to come to your senses. You turn as watched as one of them is running. He looks to you and he says, "Let's go." And he grabs you and he is dragging you, going as far as his companion could go, about 60 feet. And that 26 definitely hits the Duragar, as Red does a hefty 20 splashing magical damage to him.
Hit him again.
Okay.
Am I raging?
You are raging.
You're
Okay.
raging, you're transformed into your shifter.
Yeah,
Sweet,
you lost
So I'll
your
hit him again.
you lost your temporary hit points, unfortunately. But they went to a good cause.
That's fine. So yeah, I'll hit him again with my sword.
Unfortunately, that is a miss. A 13 misses as he just whiffs him, slashing off a bit of his nasty, musty cloak.
And then I will recklessly claw at him or bite, whichever my shifter move is. I think it's claw.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That is a hit. A 26 most definitely hits. And you said that was your bite or claw?
One of those. I don't quite remember without my sheet.
Okay. You just reach out with your clawed hands, piercing into his eye sockets, and you rip his face off. It is gruesome. He screams, blood-curdling scream for a moment before pitching over dead.
And that's it for me.
Okay. Music, it is your turn.
Okay, and I'm no longer under the suggestion effect, correct?
Correct. So I don't believe that effect is on you. Nope, it's not on you.
Okay, you see where I'm at on the map right now?
That's not where you are at the moment, but you can get there with your movement. You can get to that exact spot with your movement if you like. You said you turn on your
Yes.
boots of speed, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so you can totally get there. You just rip out of the light grip from the other samurai warrior, and you begin rushing toward.
How many feet is it from where I am until that spot on the map?
I would say that it's about 50 feet before you can get there.
Okay, and I should be able to move 70 feet total. So 1 second, check some options.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop in that section right there, and I'm going to cast on Correspond Crawler number 3.
Okay.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast, the classic. Go for it. Eldritch Blast. And you deal 8 damage to the Correspond, once again blasting out with a second Eldritch Blast whacking into the creature, dealing another 2 force damage to it. You just see it it's not quite looking, and it seems to be focusing its attention still on Red, but you can see it's whacking, rocking back and forth from your attacks.
Okay, and now my turn.
All right. Let's see. Which one was that? That was number 5. Oh, it is 5. Red, you feel a whiff of air as something rushes behind you and immediately begins focusing its attention on you. As it first attempts to bite you, missing, and then attempting to slash you with its claws, missing with its first attack and missing with its second claw attack. Frustrated, it attempts to grab at you with its tail and manages to miss with it. Apparently, these things are demoralized. The Guardrake is actually going next in response to your answer, Lithana. And it's actually the Guardrake's turn. Zito, if you'd like to take the Guardrake's turn this turn.
I think I'll have the Guardrake get between me and the bug creature while still being next to Red.
Okay. Well, yeah, just remember that anything within 5 feet of the creature, you get advantage on the attacks, correct, Red?
Yeah.
Okay.
And can you share the creature sheet with me again? I don't have it.
No worries. Let's see. There we go.
Alright, it's going to try and bite this creature. Let's see.
Go for it. With advantage. That's a nice, nasty bite as the metallic drake bites into the creature, dealing 5 piercing damage. Unfortunately, you were not targeting, so that attack didn't. It hit, but it didn't. He's not targeting it anymore for some reason.
I forgot to hit the advantage button, so I tried to hit that before rolling the attack. So we'll just have to count that one.
Okay, that's definitely a hit. A 32 most definitely hits as you deal 4 bludgeoning damage with its tail. The creature whaps into the side of this bug-like, nasty, eyeless horror, which is at the ankles of Red at the moment.
I don't know what happened there, but it used 2d10 or 2d20s for a single attack.
I believe it was doing it. You clicked advantage, which is why it rolled that.
But it didn't drop anything. It dropped 9. But
yeah, it dropped
still,
9.
18 plus 5 is 32.
No, I don't know what's going on there. It still hit. 18 plus 5 still hits.
Alright. Well, I'll be its turn.
Apparently Ryan's hacking Fantasy Grounds, guys.
Oh, you caught me, Jeremy.
Damn it.
Good job, Ron. Good job.
Alright, that's the end of your turn. The Guardrake's turn up. There is a bit of a shifting in the ground beneath you, Red, as suddenly the ground, another crater suddenly bursts out as this enormous insect-like horror screeching erupts from the ground. Its claws now attempting to descend down upon you. But before that, I need you to go ahead and do me a favor and Ryan roll a wisdom save for Red.
Wisdom save.
Okay, unfortunately, that is not enough. A 15 fails. Red, would you like to use your inspiration?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and re-roll that. I marked it off of her sheet. That is a natural 1. Unfortunately, Red, as this being began to rise up in front of you, its large, central, glowing amber-like eye in the center of its head begins blasting out waves of energy at you, and you just hear the sound of chittering all around you as you suddenly find yourself paralyzed. And the creature now begins to rain attacks down on you, attempting to slash at you first with its claws. Its first hits you, hitting at a 29. You take 10 damage, reduced down from 21. It then attempts to rain another attack on you. This time,
remember, Jeremy should be crits.
Oh, you're right. Holy crap.
Yeah, she's paralyzed. Automatic crits.
Oh, well, in that case, the first one would have been 42. So, yeah, add another 11 damage on yourself. Well, I can do it actually manually. Let's see. That would be 57. There we go. And second attack hit. So we'll roll claw attacks. Another 10 more damage. That's 40 reduced to half. So that would make it 20, not 10. Red is looking really, really bad right now, as the creature now suddenly rears back and then dives down, maw open, attempting to bite at you. But manages to miss as you deftly move to the side as the creature bashes into the ground. That's the end of its turn. And at this point in time, shifting back to you, Eli Stormbringer. Before you continue the combat. Eli, you've been sitting in this chair now for a while, and the fogginess that was in your head begins to fade. And
Oh man, the headache.
you begin coming to your senses, and you are vaguely aware that Zito was trying to get you to leave the workshop. You remember seeing a bipedal or quadruped metallic dragon-like creature with him, and as he left the workshop, you remember that odd fellow who attempted to offer services to you. And as you're looking around the chamber, you become very aware that your book, which was sitting on the table next to your golem, is missing.
Zito! Do I remember that he said they were heading back to Hartham?
It's a bit fuzzy, but yeah, you heard him talking. He was very adamant in trying to get you to leave. He told you that Ender was in trouble.
Then I'll leave right now. He took my book!
Okay. So you head out of the workshop. As you do, the gentleman in the robes who is attempting to ask you, he sees you, says, sir, where are you going? Are you leaving your work already?
I'll be back. I'm getting food.
Oh, well, okay then. I'll be here when you return. You head out into you head out into the common room, seeing the same menagerie of creatures and individuals. And Mitchifer calls out to you and says, "Hey there, what are you left? And now you're leaving? Are you done?"
No, I'm not. and I'll pay 10 days, or I'll pay for 120 days up front.
Okay. Go ahead and reduce that. Just make a mark of that. We'll sell that later. So you're outside of the World Serpent Inn now. You're in the middle of the street. You're looking around, and you have a couple of options. You can attempt to teleport, or you can go to the Prime Gate, and you can use the Prime Gate to return to Hartham.
I'm gonna use the Prime Gate.
Okay. Again, all of this is happening for you in a normal time period, but for your companions, this is like no time is passing at all, essentially. So you're able to find the Prime Gate. Heavy traffic at this time of day, but you're able to make the request for the material plane, Eberron, and the village of Hartham within the Shadow Marches. And after a bit of getting through customs and declaring whatever items that you have on you, you're able to pass through the Prime Gate, feeling that, once again, that somewhat nauseating feeling of being almost torn apart pass over you as you pass through this enormous gateway and now find yourself standing in the middle of smoke-choked streets of Hartham. You're somewhat discombobulated. You're a little bit queasy, but you're now smelling the familiar smells of the village, and you are become instantly aware that A, you're by yourself, B, there are people milling around in the dark. It is pitch dark outside except for a bit of starlight, the ring of Sybaris, the moons, which are at various phases at the moment, and you can see a bit of a glow of very large fires in the distance. You can hear screaming and people yelling all around, echoing all around you. You're standing outside of Gutter Guts.
I want to look around and see if I can hear my friends at all.
Okay. You hear what sounds like battle coming from multiple directions all around you. And we'll say on your next turn, we'll go ahead and add you to the combat tracker. I believe you... Yep, I took you off of the combat tracker. Let me throw you back on there.
Do you need me to roll initiative?
Give me 1 second here. No, it's gonna roll.
Oh, yeah, it's an automatic.
Yeah,
yes, I forgot.
It's gonna roll automatically for you. Let's see. Let me just add your lightning resistance onto you, and then you'll be ready to go. And Lithana, it's your turn again. All right, so you're moving towards Zito's body.
Yeah, she will see that he's bleeding out, and she will go over and bend down and attempt to stabilize him.
Okay. You can roll a medicine check if you like, or if you have you can use your action to pour a healing potion if you have one of those down his throat.
I don't know why, but this is like the third time she still has no healing potions. So,
Okay.
anyways.
Go ahead and roll a medicine check to see if you can stabilize him.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
gosh.
you are not able to stabilize him. As soon as you place your hands over a spot with a rag that you've hastily grabbed or ripped out from a pocket somewhere, you notice that it's completely red from his blood, and you can see now he's gushing from another end where he was slashed by that enormous creature.
Can I use my inspiration?
No, I'm sorry. You're not there.
You wouldn't allow that? Not for her. I can't. You wouldn't allow that?
No.
You're not joined in battle with them yet, unfortunately. Even though you are in the initiative tracker.
Could Lithana attempt to pick Zito up and kind of put him under the tree?
You can use your movement to drag his body underneath the tree if you like.
Okay, that's what I will do.
Okay.
So I would like to drag him just like right here. That'll
Okay.
be right here.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
That's it.
Okay. On Gort's turn, Gort is going to use his movement as fast as he possibly can, and he appears just next to you, Music, huffing and puffing. You hear the rattle of his armor, and you can see now he's pulling out his longbow, getting ready to aim it at the large creature. And Zito, would you please roll another death save? I am so very sorry, Zito.
I can cast Raise Dead. Don't be sorry yet.
Yes, but for the purposes of this combat, Lithana, as you are looking down at Zito, no, you can't see him, Eli. You watch as the diminutive kobold suddenly coughs out a gout of blood and begin a wheezing escape of air comes out. And then he is silent. On Icar's turn, Icar will do the exact same thing as his companion Gort. He appears right next to you, Music. This time, he's pulling out his katana. He has his katana at the ready. He's surveying the field. He sees the giant bug, and he's like, holy shit, what's that?
It's bad. Kill it.
And Eli, it is your turn. You can make a perception check if you like to see if you can determine something that sounds familiar. That is a natural one. It feels as though, Eli, there are sounds coming from the north. You're at a crossroads right at the corner of Gutter Guts. You hear sounds of battle coming from the north, from the south, somewhere to the east. You are a bit at a loss at the moment for where your companions are or where to go. So you can pick a direction if you like. But with your natural one, I would say you would not be moving towards your friends. So you can just say that you are using your full movement to like run around and look around to see if you can get your bearings to see what's going on.
I'll cast Fly upon myself.
Okay, gonna fly. You suddenly remembered that you don't need to do that because your cloak has that ability.
Oh yes, I forgot. I will use the Fly and rise up and see over the city if I can see anything.
Okay. As you begin to rise up on your next turn, you'll be able to find out. I'll have you roll another save or another perception.
I'll double move up, so that'll be my turn.
Okay. Eli does a Superman. Red, it is your turn. At the end of this turn, you will no longer be paralyzed. But at the moment, you are paralyzed until the end of your next turn, which this would be your next turn. So you will no longer be paralyzed at the end of this round. Or I should say at the end of your turn right now. But it essentially takes up your turn. If I'm not mistaken, that's the rules for paralysis, correct?
I think it depends on the ability. Usually they'll say to the end of the turn or at the start of the turn.
Yeah, it says until the
ability.
end, and the target is paralyzed until the end of its next turn.
Yeah, so it would be at the end.
Okay. So, Red, you're still seeing this horrifying creature. You're feeling the wounds. You're feeling yourself surrounded. This thing is pulling the rest of its body up to an unnaturally tall, enormous creature. Just covered in legs, multiple legs. It looks like a cross between a giant cockroach and a centipede. And you are no longer paralyzed. However, it is the burrowing horror's turn. So I need you to make another wisdom save. Unfortunately, that is a miss. That is a failure. Music, would you like to offer up your inspiration to your companion so that she can re-roll?
The bardic inspiration or my regular inspiration?
Your regular inspiration.
Sure.
Okay, can re-roll that wisdom save. That was an 8. Unfortunately, a 16 is a failure.
Hey, can I use my bonus action to provide her some bardic inspiration?
Sure.
All right, I need you to roll a 1d6 there.
Use a reaction. Hey, 5. You pass your no. You're not paralyzed, Red. That is the good news. The bad news is it's going to attempt to bite you. And it hits. This creature rears its head back like a snake almost, and then dives at you once again, clamping down on your torso, dealing 11 damage, reduced down from 22. But you're not taking critical damage, so it's not. You're not taking 22 damage. You're taking 11 damage. It then rears back again, letting go of you, and then begins to attempt to pound into the ground around you, slashing in an X pattern with its claws. First once, hitting, dealing 27 damage, reduced down to 13. Red screams out, exclaiming, "Ugh!" As you are knocked unconscious on the ground. The creature then slashes down at you once again. I believe it's a automatic crit, correct?
Yes, that's 2 death saves.
Okay. And, yep, that's 2 death saves on Red. Or 2 fails on Red, as the creature takes its claw and stabs straight through your torso, Red. Red is unconscious, and she is in incredible pain. Even while unconscious, feeling this terrible pain. And Music, it is your turn. You just watched as another one of your companions was felled by this creature.
All right, I'm gonna move over to there.
Okay. Rushing across fast as you can. That's 40. You said that you're using your boots of speed, correct? So you still have 30 movement?
That is correct.
Okay. There's a hole directly in front of you to the north.
Let me get right about there.
Okay.
All
As
right.
you
Now
get to
let's see.
the very edge. Lithana is. You can just make out Lithana as she is cradling the fallen body of Zito in the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna hex the burrowing horror,
Okay.
and now I'm going to cast. Let's see, Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast. The first one is a hit. It's 24. That's 5 necrotic damage and force damage on the creature. I think you need to throw it on yourself again if you're going to attack it again. There you go.
Yeah.
It's also a hit. 26 definitely hits. As this time you deal 4 necrotic and force damage to the creature. You can see now bits of its carapace are flying off in places where you hit it. It still looks like it doesn't really seem like it's registering these attacks. And it's now looking in your direction.
Cool. All right, I'll end my turn.
Okay. Correspond Crawler 3 is snuffling the air, turns his attention to Zito's guard drake, and will slash out at his guard drake, missing with its bite attack, but managing to hit with its first claw attack, its second claw attack, and then attacking and missing with its tail. And it is the guard drake's turn. It's looking a bit worse for wear. It was looking shiny and nice, and now it's covered in mud and bits of black ooze, and bits of it are coming off. Panels are loose and falling off of it.
It's gonna keep going. It's going to try and maul the smaller insect creature.
Okay, go
Hopefully
for it.
it'll knock one out.
That is a hit. A 17 definitely hits the correspond. And that's 4 piercing damage as it bites into the body of this amorphous creature. Unfortunately, the tail attack is a miss. A 7 does not connect.
And I'll end my turn.
Okay.
Or he'll end its turn there.
All right. On Correspond, Crawler 5 is now sniffing the ground in front of it. It sees a body, and it's going to take a bite at Red. And somehow manages to miss with its bite, but then it is going to begin attempting to maul at her with its claws. Missing on its first claw attack, but managing to hit on its second claw attack. Slashing, it rips into Red's throat and unfortunately tears her throat out. Red has fallen. Eli, you have flown up into the air. What would you like to do? Would you like to try and roll another perception check to see if you can ascertain what's going on?
Yes.
Okay, go for it. Okay, you're 17. You are fairly certain that you just heard the familiar sound of a shifter barbarian, of whom you have become distinctly you could remember distinctly the sounds of this barbarian in combat, and you're pretty sure you heard her somewhere and then go silent. Somewhere to the northeast.
I'll head north as fast as I can.
Okay. What's your speed at flying? Was it 100 or 80?
I have no idea what my fly speed is. I'm trying to look. 60.
60. So 120 feet. Eli, you just at the edge of the map with your full movement. As you come over the tops of the houses and the trees, you look around you, you can see it is dark out, but you can see a smoldering torch, which is reducing, as I would say at this point, has reduced down visibility to about 20 feet. You see an enormous bug-like creature. You see a fallen shifter, your companion. And you see a couple other bug creatures, samurai. Essentially, you see everything that you can see here. You can't make out where your companion Lithana is, unfortunately.
I can't do anything because it's double move, so I'll measure.
Okay. On the burrowing horrors turn, it is going to begin to crunch into the ground and disappears once again under the ground, burrowing down through the hole that it just made, creating or making the hole much wider as it begins to disappear from sight. The correspond is going to continue its assault on rolling a natural 1 on its bite against the guard drake, and then a slashing attack with its claws. First one missing, second one hitting, dealing 6 damage to Zito's guard drake. It then attempts to whack at it with the tail, managing to strike at a 21, dealing 4 damage and knocking the guard drake's head off of its shoulders. The ruined heap of this metallic guard drake begins to titter over and fall as its head rolls free from its shoulders. On Icar's turn, Icar is rushing forth with his sword drawn and he rushes up towards the correspond crawler, get as fast as he possibly can. That is his movement and action to get next to it. And Lithana, it is your turn. You are looking around. You see Zito's crushed body before you. Music is right next to you. You can no longer hear the sounds of your barbarian companion in battle. And you see a familiar sight of Iker, the samurai that you rode with to Hartham, as he is rushing out one of these corresponds, sadly too late, with his katana drawn.
Lithana will move along the tree line to here.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Just checking. Okay. Cool.
I can hear you.
And she will sharp shoot the correspond crawler.
All right, go for it. And as you pull out your bow, knocking an arrow, unfortunately your arrow goes wide. Perhaps the tremble in your hand from watching two of your companions fall in such a short amount of time may have had something. But your second hit is a critical hit. As you breathe in, steady your breath, and fire an arrow at the creature, catching it in the side of its head, it makes a noise as it falls over, pitching over the fallen body of your barbarian friend.
And she will yell out, "Iker, it's Lithana. Don't worry, I'm here to help as well." You know, because random arrows.
Iker is looking at this creature that just fell that he was going towards, and he's just like, Lithana? Is that the end of your turn, Lithana?
Yes.
Okay. The crawler is now going to move straight towards Iker, and you watch as it suddenly begins, after it stopped feasting on the body of the fallen Red, and stalks towards Iker and begins attempting to bite at him. And managing to miss with its first attack, critically hitting him with the claw attack. On its second claw, what in the hell? Another critical hit. And then with its tail attack. Guys, I swear I am not cheating. I just rolled 3 critical hits on Iker.
Cheating.
That dude's dead.
He's not, but he's really hurt bad. He just watches this thing just lunges towards him, like snuffling the air, Red's blood running down its chin. On Gort's turn, Gort, seeing that his companion is in trouble, he is going to rush forth, longbow drawn. He will cast Hunter's Mark. And then fires his longbow at the creature. And manages to hit him. But some reason... Hey, look at that. It didn't do my Hunter's Mark either, Lithana.
Yeah, you have to drop it on the character.
Okay. I'm just going to roll...
And then every time it hits...
I'm going to do 5 more damage onto the correspond. There we go. That was his attack. And Music, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to continue to move around.
Okay.
I've shifted my hex over to Correspond Crawler 5 since I can no longer see the original one.
All right. Is that going to be another Eldritch Blast on our hands?
No. He has disadvantage on wisdom saves now with my hex.
Okay. It fails as you cast Vicious Mockery. And what do you say to the correspond? It seemed to partially resist your attack. It only took two damage, down from 7.
Wow. Was it immune to psychic? Well, I didn't say anything to it. I just looked at it, apparently.
Okay. You started to beatbox and you made fart noises. And that's the end of your turn?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. It is Lithana's turn. Once again.
I thought I would attempt to take out another spawn crawler. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sharpshoot.
Unfortunately, your first attack is a miss.
I feel like this one is actually stronger than the other one.
And your second attack is a miss. As it is gnawing on and slapping at Icar's leg with its tail.
Let's see. Lithana will... Oh gosh, should she do that? No, she will stay right here. End of turn.
Gonna stay right there? Okay. Eli, is your turn. You are now seeing the fallen bodies. Well, can't quite see Zito's body because he is under the tree at the angle that you're at, flying in the air. But you can, as you fly over, you can see Red's ruined body. You can see craters in the ground, great big holes about 10 feet wide, directly next to her body, and then just to the south of that metallic guard drake.
I'll fly down to there.
Okay, so you're flying down to the ground?
Yes.
Okay, you're looking around you. You can see that Zito's body is laying next to the tree, perched up against the tree. You don't see Lithana. She's invisible to you at the moment. You can see music as he's got his hand cast out, fingers splayed, like you just watched him blasting at the creatures around that you can actually see at the moment. There's a torch which is slowly going out. I would say actually at the end of this round it would have fizzled out.
Can I like to hold my action.
Hold your action? Okay.
And yes.
All right. What are you holding? What action are you holding?
I'm holding Wall of Force.
Okay. So if you don't if by the end of this round you haven't taken that action, you will lose the spell slot for that. And on Gort's turn, Gort is going to move over a bit, sidestepping around the hole, which is directly in front of him. He's going to continue to fire at the... With his longbow, he's going to continue to fire at the core spawn, managing to hit it. And catches it in the side of its head. It pitches forth, dead. I don't know why he's showing up as bad. He's a good guy. There we go. And then he is going to use the rest of his movement to run up to the side of Red's fallen body and kneeling down next to it. On the Burrowing Horror's turn, as Gort
My action will go off.
as Gort was running across, Gort feels the ground rumbling around him, and then a creature erupts out of the ground. And you said your action is going off. You're going to cast your Wall of Force.
Yes.
Okay.
Yell out, "Thou shalt not pass!"
Okay, and what do you do with your Wall of Force? Describe it to us.
It is a dome.
A
Surround
dome?
us all.
How
A 10 foot by 10 foot.
Okay. So unfortunately, Gort is outside of the dome.
Yep, unfortunately, unless he's on the line where I can choose whether he's in or not.
I would say that most of his body is outside of that dome.
Because it says if he hits if he hits the wall at all, I can choose to put him in or outside.
Do you want him inside? Or
I would
outside?
want him. I would want him in, but it's up
Okay.
to you if you allow him to be in or not.
well-
if he's hitting the wall at all.
He is hitting.
It's
I think
better
it should
for
cut him
him
in half.
to be in it than for Lafana.
Technically, that would move him into it, wouldn't it? When it would.
Yes,
it would,
I
it
can
would-
choose which creatures go in or out.
Okay, so currently Red's body, Gort, Iker, Zito's Gardrake's fallen body, yourself, Lafana, and Music are all within this impenetrable wall of force. And the creature
Yeah, I'll slam
just
down my
starts
staff.
slamming its claws into the wall of force, doing nothing. And then
How long does this last?
10 minutes.
it then sinks back down into the ground, gone, out of sight. There is a bit of quiet, not entirely quiet. Just realized that this has not been doing anything. Whoops. Here we go. You can all still hear the sounds of burning buildings. You can still hear the sounds of screaming going on all around you. The ground trembles a bit, but it is gone. Whatever it was seemed to have moved away after attempting to get into your dome of force. And you are all out of combat, as it seems, for the moment. Gort is looking at Lafana's or Red's fallen body. Iker is looking at this metallic Gardrake quizzically, like he doesn't understand what it is. Gort is now turning towards Red's body. He's just looking over her. He turns her head to the side. He sees the horrific damage done to her body. Music, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready to cast Raise Dead on Zeta.
Unfortunately, spells cannot pass through wall of force.
It takes an hour to cast. His wall of force will fall by then.
Okay. So you're going to take an hour and cast Raise Dead.
Yes, I am.
That's going to turn him into a zombie.
Why?
Raise Dead animates corpses. It doesn't bring people back to life. It's not
Nope.
not like a resurrection spell.
It says here you return a dead creature you touch to life, provided it has been dead no longer than 10 days. If its soul is both willing and at liberty to rejoin the body, the creature returns to life with 1 hit point.
Let's see.
It can't return an undead creature to life.
That's weird. See, I was under the impression Raise Dead doesn't work that way, but okay.
Yeah, the drawback is that it takes an hour. Resurrection, you can just pop that off.
Okay. It takes an hour. Do you have a diamond worth at least 500 gold?
Yeah, but Derek does.
Yeah, I'll find one in here. Hold on, let me open this big portal.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
get 2.
You're using the staff, correct?
Yes.
No, I have this spell. This is me.
Yeah, you would you would need a diamond worth at least 500 gold. So if you have a diamond worth at least 500 gold in your possession, or if another member of your party has one, then you can ferret it out and use it for the spell.
Yeah, Derek, grab me 2 of them while I get the spell set up.
So are you all still in the dark? Because Lafana is still invisible. In fact, Derek would not have been able. You would not have been able to pull Lafana into that bubble. I know that wasn't your intention. She just was there, so she's there with you. So I would assume Lafana, you would be saying, "Hey, I'm here," waving your hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and bring Zito's body in too. So
I can't. Once it's casted for 10 minutes, we're sitting here inside.
oh no.
So
It'll be okay.
Lathan, you begin moving to the towards his body, and you suddenly feel yourself pressing up against nothing. Frustratingly so, you can't reach his body.
Dang it.
And Iker now stumbles around to you, Eli, and he says, "Where have you guys been?"
On another dimension.
Well, shit hit the fan. I don't know if you noticed. We're in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah, I can see that.
Thank goodness you came when you did. You definitely saved Gort's bacon. And you all are continuing to hear the sounds of burning buildings and screaming individuals in the distance. And Gort is like feeling up the invisible, impenetrable wall, and he's like, "Can you take this away? We need to go."
I will when my friends are alright.
We're sitting ducks.
We're not sitting ducks. We're safe in here for now.
And he now gestures up towards the Titan's reach, and you can now see Gort says, "Well, someone's going to have to deal with that." And you can see now there is a dome of white light which encompasses the apex of the Titan's reach. Looks like the top of a glowing jellyfish.
Oh, Eli can handle that. He's a powerful mage.
And he says, "You guys just got back, right?"
Yes.
Well, shit's gone sideways. People are being attacked. The village is burning down. And I just saw several of my friends get cut down by samurai. And a few of them were dragged off towards the mayor's house. So whatever we're doing, we need to make a plan quickly. And he gestures off in the direction, sort of the southeast. We either need to head to the mayor's house, or we need to see about dealing with that up there. And he points up towards the Titan's reach. He looks to Iker. He says, "Iker, did you bring your bow?" And Iker says, I forgot it. You cancerous swine." And Gort now is arguing one side of the dome, softly arguing with Iker. What are you all doing?
I'm going to resurrect my friends from the dead.
Okay, so you're going to take an hour to do that, right?
It's better than letting them die.
Okay. Within that time, the sun begins to rise. You're continuing to hear the sounds of screaming. That glowing, whatever that is, up at the apex, the top of the spire is still there. And you can just, let's see, who has the highest passive perception? Let's take a look. That would be Lathana. Lathana, looking out, as the sun is coming up now, your friends are now starting to see you. You're no longer in pitch black. So they're now seeing you. Sabrina's not here?
Oh, I'm here.
No, we're talking about Ari.
Jeremy, we might have a problem.
Ari took gems. We don't.
Ari had all the nice gems.
Uh-oh.
I hate to say it. Red and Zeta might be dead.
Well.
No. Well, what do you say? Do we help them, or do we choose family? It's up to you. I can save them, but the town is going to be ruined.
Well, you're also aware that there are places, shops within the town. You might be able to steal some gems. You're familiar enough
Yeah.
with the town that you could possibly try to go to Sleejack's place and see if you can find some gems.
I tell you what, let's take the bodies and hide them under the tree here. I've got 10 days to resurrect them.
You gonna bury them?
Why not?
Okay. What about the metallic drake? What would you like to do with that body?
Well, I would like to be buried with him. There's a bunch of
Or-
holes out here. Let's just find a hole, push them in,
I
and
have a
cover it over.
I have a portable hole. They're dead anyway.
Yeah, that might be.
You're gonna
The
throw their
best way.
bodies in the portable hole?
I mean,
Drop them in.
All right, so
they're dead, so they ain't breathing.
it's been an hour. Y'all have stayed in one spot, or have you moved within that hour after the wall of force dropped?
Well, no. As soon as the wall of force dropped, we're ready to move because we don't have any gems, so I can't raise dead.
For 10 minutes,
We push the bodies in the portable hole and we take
we're
off.
basically planning for 10 minutes, and until once this drops, we're going. We got to make a plan right now.
Okay.
We have basically 10 minutes to make a plan.
Well, while you guys are doing that, I will say that you guys let's.
So it hasn't been an hour yet, because
Hasn't-
I mean
it hasn't
we don't
been
have
an hour?
gems, so we can't. Yeah, because we can't raise. I mean, so there's no point in waiting.
All right. Well, I shall award you all experience points. You all received 690, even for the fallen. Unfortunately,
They fought the hardest.
They did. Does not bring you to 11, unfortunately. You're all still level 10. So you guys can discuss what you would like to do, and then we can go to a break if you want. Or we can take the break now, and you guys can discuss it during the break.
Let's discuss it now and then take a break.
Okay. Do you guys, Ryan, Ashley, would you like to chime in what you think they should do, even though you're not technically on this plane of existence with them?
Well, if Ari has the gems, I'd say find Ari.
Well, how much do we care about this town? I can teleport us out of here safely.
How much
back
do we
to-
care about Ari? We could just kill her and take the gems.
Well, we gotta find her first. I mean,
Well,
I guess it's 7 days, so
This is Red's home. We did say we were going to come back and help with the robed figures and stuff.
yep. But Red's dead. So do we want to raise her? I mean, we literally have no upfront fighters anymore. I mean,
Yeah, but let's again, I get where you're coming from, Derek, but coming at it from like a group standpoint, what does everybody else think?
We've got 2 samurai with us. They can fill in for those upfront fighter roles.
that one samurai got his butt kicked.
Hey, that ain't his fault. That was Hacks.
Eli, you know that if we teleported out of here and Red knew that we just left her, her town and her family to die, she would never forgive you.
No, but we could lie to her and tell her that we were teleported out forcibly.
I have modified memory.
Iker just sort of pushes Gort out of the way. This is during your planning phase before the wall has fallen, and he says,
Yeah.
the shogunate is here. So we need to make a decision right now what we're doing.
Oh, can I
Hey,
kill
didn't we
him?
want to kill him?
Yes.
Wait,
I'll
the
kill him.
shogunate is here.
I didn't say the shogun, I said the shogunate. I don't know how they got here, but they're here. Who do you think arrested my brothers?
They've been arrested? You didn't tell us that.
That's what Gort and Nicker were arguing about. They said that some of their friends, the other samurai, were taken to the mayor's house. Some were killed, some were arrested and taken to the mayor's house.
This is our chance to, I don't know, help the town and to get to the bottom of things and keep our promise.
Lithana, during this 10 minutes time, someone is trying to send you a message.
Do I receive it?
I believe that's how message works, correct, spellcasters?
What level spell? Inside the dome, no spells can pass other than level 5 and up, I think. Or no, I don't think anything.
Well, I'll tell you what. Once you guys are done within those 10 minutes planning, then at the end of the spell, sorry, I don't mean the metagame, but someone is trying to send you a message once this spell fails. So with that foreknowledge, you guys can take that as you will before you hear the message.
Well, guys, I don't care whether we help or not, long as we get our friends resurrected. What's the quickest path to doing that?
That's all I care about as well. We must raise Zido. Order, I have a plan. I know the quickest way to that.
What you got?
We teleport back to the other plane. We pay someone to raise them for the dead. We come back, and it will only be minutes past.
That's not a bad idea.
Sounds like the best one so far.
I'm willing to defend the town for Red, but Red's dead. So all I care about is raising Red and Zido.
Then we can come back and kill them.
So is that your plan then? You want to use Eli's powers to go back to Donby?
Unless someone else has a plan. Only minutes would pass if we go to Donby.
I'm down. Let's go.
Eli will start casting teleport circle. Creating a teleport circle.
You have to wait until your wall of force fails.
I'll drop it.
Okay. All right. And then how long does it take to do teleport circle?
1 second, guys. Do you want me to stay behind with the samurai and cast minor illusion to let you know where I'm at, so when you get back you can find us easily?
Wait, you're not coming?
I'm asking. Do you want me to come with you, or do you want me to stay behind so I can keep up with what's going on?
You have to raise them.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I'll do it then. I thought you were going to pay somebody to raise them.
We can, or you raise them because an hour in Donby is like a minute here.
Okay, then. Well, then I'll go with you.
If that, it's 10 days in Donby is 1 day here.
Oh, dang. All right. It takes 1 minute to cast teleport circle.
Okay, so as soon as the wall of force goes down, Lithana, you feel a familiar sound of a message spell cut through. Like there was white noise in your mind, and then suddenly a familiar voice cuts through and reaches out to you. And it says, "Cousin, where are you? I am here. I am close. It is Castor."
She would open her eyes wide.
Would you like to respond? The teleport circle doesn't work inside of the dome, Eli.
Yeah, no, but once the dome is dropped, it's instantly gone. We instantly teleport. It does not require concentration to do teleport circle, so I can do it inside the dome.
Where are we again? What's the swamp?
Teleportation circle. Takes a minute to cast. You can't cast it inside.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I can cast it inside. It's not a concentration spell.
true. The dome of light, as Eli casts it, Lithana, those creeping, haunting words in your head, all of you, including the two samurai you've just kidnapped from the material plane, go out of the teleportation circle within the Hall of Justice. You're laying on the cold stone floor of this place now. And Iker immediately starts screaming. Ah! 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 And drawing the attention of Modrons and Celestials and Fiends all about as they stare in your direction.
I'll turn to him and say, "Welcome to the afterlife."
And Iker is like, Court, brother, what has happened? He's killed us. But I feel like me. And he starts like grabbing himself and like touching his body. Gort is did you guys decide what you were doing with the bodies? Are you carrying them around in your portable hole, or did you guys haul their bodies with?
Lithana's just holding a bloody Zito.
Poor guy.
We pushed the Zito's pet into the portable hole, and everybody else got carried.
Okay, so Gort, I'll say Gort is fireman's carrying Red's body. Gort has festooned some cloth over her head and face to cover the gory visage of her body. And a little Modron now comes tip-tappy walking up to you. An orb-like creature, giant eyeball, walks up to you and says,
Greetings, ladies and sirs. How can I help you?
Yes. Where's the nearest resurrection?
Oh, dear, are you in need of some assistance with the dead?
Yes.
We just so happen to have a place here in the Hall of Justice.
And he begins walking away from you now. You can hear the sound of his tiny little feet tapping on the stone floor.
This way.
I'd follow him.
Are you all following? Gort, without a word, just immediately starts heading in the direction the little thing is. He looks pissed. He looks very angry. And as he passes close to you, Eli, he says, "You and I will have words." And Iker is following behind, his hand on the hilt of his katana. In the meantime, as you're all being led down these long corridor, various creatures milling about in the long, wide corridor of this place. Lithana, you have a moment to yourself, to your thoughts, if you would like to respond to that message.
Yes.
And
Lithana,
if you're not ready to answer now, you can take more time. I don't think you have to instantly, to my spellcasting players, I don't think you have to respond immediately, correct? Or do you have
I'm
to?
not sure. It's vague. There's no answer.
with Danvi's time warp, it probably she has give me 20 seconds. I'm writing it down.
Okay, no worries. So you're all headed down the long corridor. It seems to go on forever. Eventually, you come to a place that has an arching, wide doorway, and opens up. And within this chamber, this circular chamber, you can see various tables that stretch out, and various individuals. And some of the beds, these tables and beds are empty. Some of them are filled with folk, and you can see now flying quadrones, these modrons, which are milling about the place. And flying up in the air, this vaulted ceiling of this place, you can see those very familiar looking mechanical angels that you saw when you went to the Ironlands, the one that you fought in the Ironlands, that seems to be almost completely composed of electrical energy, which is floating within them. And it's just hovering. There's a few of them within this chamber. They're hovering above, almost like sentinels. And this quadron wearing
a small nurse's outfit flies up to you all and says, "Greetings, welcome. How
Yes,
can I assist you today?"
Our friends, they need raised. We need them raised.
You need them? Oh, my. They look worse for wear. Well, we can certainly help you with that. Do you have the necessary components or a coin?
I have the coin. How much?
That's a good question. How much do you got? You're wanting a...
How much is the spell?
You're just wanting a resurrection, correct?
Yeah. What?
Not a true resurrection.
What's the difference?
Yeah, the difference is it's going to cost you each well, it's going to cost for both of them, it's going to cost 2,000 gold.
Oh, well. Yes, 2,000 gold. Here you go.
Let me tell you, man, there's got to be I'm sure that ordinarily I would be a dick and I'd be like, 10,000 gold. But you know,
I know.
The component only says 1,000 per. So I'll tell you what, roll 2d10.
Oh, hold on. The true resurrection has the same effect, right? We might need a true resurrection because resurrection, it takes -4 penalty to attack rolls.
True resurrection? That will be 50,000 gold, please.
Yeah. A resurrection has the same effect. Unfortunately, a tear falls down Eli's eye. Here's 50,000 gold.
Okay, let me deduct 50,000 gold from the treasury. Luthana, have you come up with what you... Oh god. Hold on a second. I'm just going to convert all this platinum to gold.
And that platinum, we're minus 100,000.
Oh.
So we have... we started out with 313,000 platinum. Now it's down to 213,000 platinum.
213,200 platinum.
And then now minus 50,000 from that.
47... And...
Because the golem cost 100,000.
260,000... Oops. Alright. So we'll say for all intents and purposes you were able to find a coin exchange. I'll say that you can... I converted all the platinum to gold for you guys. So you're down to 210, 510. If you're gonna pay the... But...
Yes,
see.
we have to. We do not need them to be at -4.
Alright.
As Eli's like, 50,000 gold.
It takes an hour, and since you're paying the upfront cons of 50,000 gold coin, they accept your gold Galifars happily. And after an hour's time, you watch as a very large blue-skinned celestial, winged celestial, descends down from an orb of light in the center of this domed chamber. And as he sets down, you see that it's not just one, there's actually two. The first one is bald, the other one has a blonde mohawk. They both have cerulean colored skin, and they step forward after the information is explained to them by this little quadrone about what you wish to do. They begin to cast True Resurrection. It takes an hour, and you watch as they begin to each of them carries a sensor of some sort, and they swing it, and bits of liquid begins flicking out onto the ruined bodies of Zito and Red. And the other one now takes a mortar and pestle and is tossing handfuls of diamonds into it and crushing it turning it into diamond dust, and begins shaking it out, this sparkling dust over the bodies. And over the after an hour, the bodies begin to glow. And a few moments pass. And then, one after another, a beat goes by, and Zito and Red once again begin breathing. And they are returned with all their hit points.
Eli immediately looks over Zito. Do you have my book?
That's so mean. As soon as he wakes up, give him my shit.
Hey man, Eli's love language is money, and he just spent out 50,000 on them. So
again, I
hope they throw in the healing for the samurai. I'm big dog here. I spent big money.
I would like to mention that money is not Eli's money. That is the party funds.
Yes, I know.
Eli said, "What? It's not mine."
Eli keeps track of it.
And
he has done a great job.
The samurai, I would assume that during that time they took a short rest, so they're back to... Iker is all healed up. He's still a little freaked out, but he seemed a bit more concerned about your companions.
Zito is going to reach into his bag and throw Eli's book into his face. Yeah, maybe you should make that golem. Next time, it'll smack you upside the head whenever you make a stupid decision and taking drugs from people you don't know.
I'm sorry, and Eli gives Zito a hug.
Aw, the Grinch's heart grew 2 sizes today.
oh,
He's learning, guys.
And you know, Zito, back in the workshop, I said we were friends. I lied. I think of you as a brother.
My scaly little friend. My scaly little bro.
Where are we?
Lithana will hear that and she'll pull them into a group hug.
Lithana, during that hour that it took to resurrect your friends, did you respond to that message?
Yes, I did. Or Lithana did.
Okay. Would you like to share that? Would you like to whisper that or share that with your companions?
She'll say it out loud.
Okay, because it's not said out loud. It's a mental thing. It's received to you as a mental thing, and you respond mentally.
Well, it's fine. She'll share it. Message back. Was in Hartham, deadly fight. Now in Donvi, resurrecting friends. Scried on Zara. She's tortured. You say close. Where are you? Danon? Amia? And that's it. That's 23.
That's what you said?
Yep.
He says, I am in Hartham. I am aware of you and your friends' battle. I am waiting for your return. There is much to discuss. That's 24.
Guys, town's burning. Shouldn't we do something about that?
We'll be back.
Red woke up. Red probably came out of the death.
I just imagine Red
raging.
woke up and immediately punched somebody.
She probably woke up with like a roar of outrage, and probably like figuring it out. She probably took a moment to think, but then she probably wanted to go up and grab Eli and get her to take her back immediately. So she probably just freaking runs up to grab the magic man.
Oh, now
This
you
one
need
needs-
Magic Man.
Meanwhile, all the Celestials and Modrons are all just staring at you all. The two very, very tall, very wide, blue-skinned individuals say to you all, before you continue your conversation, "If there is nothing else, we shall away."
I think we should away too.
The one with the blonde mohawk says, "We do accept tips." And he looks at you all. He looks at you all for a few more moments before winking, and he begins to fly straight up towards that glowing light at the center of the domed chamber, up in the air.
Here's a tip. In battle, you don't die. And he gives them 1,000 gold each.
And
Wait, what?
the guy says, "Thanks. I'll deduct 2,000 gold from the group's gold. All right."
They raised my family. What can I say? Red,
Who are you?
family first.
And what have you done with Eli Stormbringer?
It's the drugs. I've been enlightened.
Yeah, I think Eli's still high.
He does have that bag of plainer tobacco still in his possession.
Well, let's get going.
Derek, you're no longer true neutral, just so you know.
Oh. Oh, well, then I want my gold back. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned that to the rest of you guys. When Eli partook of the wacky tobacco, it turned him true neutral, which is why he was acting the way he was.
Oh, dang.
50,000 gold. Alright, let's go. Let's hurry up.
All right, what would you guys like to do now?
We're gonna return to Heartham. Kick the bug's ass.
The two samurai that you kidnapped, they're looking around, and Gort now walks up to you, Eli, and he gets within inches of your face, and he says, "You take us back right now."
I get up in his face and I say, I brought you here. Just imagine where I could take you.
And he immediately starts reaching for the handle of his sword.
Red starts growling too.
What? The man threatened me! I was gonna banish him to some plane.
And Iker now, he seems to have come to his senses. He's like, Eli, I'm sorry. I apologize for my brother. Time has, it's been an hour since, or longer since we've been here. Like, who knows what's happened back in the village?
So, I didn't explain this because it might go over your head a bit. You know, me very, very smart. Time is different here. 1 hour here is not even seconds in real time. So we come back at basically the same amount of time. Please. Eli is very smart. He knows what he's doing.
And Iker just looks at you. He's like, he nods his head at you, just like, okay. Gort, stop giving him a hard time. Come on, man. We gotta get back.
But if your brother wants to keep threatening me, I can banish him to another plane.
And one of the Modrons now, you can hear the sound of the metallic feet tip-tapping on the stone floor. Says, would you please take your argument elsewhere? You are disturbing the patients.
Sorry, we should head back now. Follow me.
One by one, you all file out of the room. Gort still shooting daggers, invisible daggers with his eyes towards you, Eli, as Iker stays by his side. Are you all following?
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
Lithana's making a beeline.
I would like to add that I am invisible dodging his invisible daggers.
You're invisible, dodging his invisible daggers?
Yes, he hasn't hit me yet.
Okay. All right. Well, I leave it up to you all. What would you all like to do now? You have successfully paid for a resurrection for your 2 fallen companions.
Eli will look at them both. Are you feeling up to par?
I
How we're
believe
feeling doesn't really matter. We gotta
Music
gotta
and
help save that
Red
village.
are down. They're down hit die, I think. So you guys can take a rest if you want.
Oh, true. We can rest. Unless you want healing potions, and Eli pulls out a little box and 6 healing potions. If we're a rest.
Doesn't the resurrection bring back all your hit points?
You get all your hit points. I don't know if it brings you back all your hit die though. Let's take a look. It just says that it brings back all your hit points. Doesn't say that it brings back your hit die.
But I'm at full health right now.
Yes, ma'am. I think the only one among you that is down any health would be Music. Unless you want to heal yourself or spend a hit die. Music.
1 second.
And you're all just standing in the middle of the hallway just outside of the healing chamber?
Yeah, I guess. Eli wants to make sure they're alright before he takes them back.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
Lead the way, nice Eli.
He will lead the way back to the chamber of how we got here.
Okay. Well, you don't have a teleportation circle back where you came. So how would you like to go back?
Oh, we'd have to use the gate. So we have to go to the gate.
You're gonna go to the Prime Gate?
Oh, yes.
This feels like you guys are running back after resurrecting in World of Warcraft. You're running back to your bodies.
I know!
All right. If that's where you're going, the 2 samurai follow you. They're looking around a bit. Iker a bit more bewildered than his brother Gort. Gort seems to be eyeing Eli the entire time, keeping a close eye on him. But if there are nothing else that you want to do here in Danvi, we'll say time has passed and you are back in Artham.
How many seconds passed?
I mean, it's negligible. The sun is still rising.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
I'm not going to sit here and do mathematics to figure out exactly how much time has passed.
Come on, Jamie.
All
I'm
right.
just messing.
You all hear the familiar sound of buildings burning, screaming. It stinks of fires burning. Yes, very much so. Deja vu. You're all standing now immediately upon passing through the Prime Gate back into the material plane. Iker runs to the side and vomits close to Gutter Guts. And you can all see now that looking in the distance up to the northeast, you can still see that glowing jellyfish-like dome over the apex of Titan's Reach. You can still hear somewhere in the distance the muted sound of weapons clashing. And Iker and Gort look to all of you first to see what you want to do, and Gort looks like he's getting ready to bolt.
So what's the plan?
Gort says, we need to get out of the road right now. And he starts rushing towards Gutter Guts. Iker following behind him.
Lithana will also follow.
And as
in
you
motion.
all,
Come on.
are you all following after Lithana, Gort, and Iker?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. As you enter Gutter Guts, you hear the sound of a crossbow being fired. And you hear Iker go, "Ow!" as he takes a bolt in the arm. And a very scared-looking Millie is behind the counter. The entire common room of Gutter Guts is completely trashed. Tables are flipped. The windows in this place are broken in places, and Millie is currently somewhat crouched behind the counter, pointing her crossbow at you all, her hand shaking slightly. And she yells out, she yells, "Don't take another step. There's another one come right at you."
Millie, it's us. Just we're trying to save the villager.
As soon as Millie realizes that it's you, she rushes forth and just sort of collapses into your arms, Zito, and starts crying.
So, what happened here, Millie?
And she says, They killed him. And she now gestures to the south of this common room. You can now see that there's piles of refuse and things that are covering a very large bloated body.
Who killed them? Was it?
And they didn't. He tried to talk to them. He tried to reason with them. They killed him. And she keeps saying him, but she's gesturing towards a two-headed corpse in the center of the common room, buried under broken tables and chairs.
Oh, rest in peace. She would go over and just take a look, but then she also snap back and be like, "Oh, okay, Millie."
And she's looking at you, but she's also giving side eyes to Iker and Gort. And you can see she's reaching into her tunic. With your passive perception, you see this very clearly. Oh yeah, you
Millie,
saw it.
It's okay. They are friends. They helped protect us.
And she looks at you and she says, "Oh, horse shit. They don't protect anything but themselves. They let this happen." And she now breaks free of after she's moving away from Zito now, and she now walks up to the door jamb, and she's looking out through the ruined doorway past you all, and she says, "They came in the early hours of the morning. They were looking for someone named Ender. That's one of your friends, right?"
I haven't seen Ender for a while.
Well, that's because
No.
after they killed Mockennock, they dragged Ender out of here.
Do you know where they took him? Or where they dragged him off to?
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of samurai. I didn't recognize any of them. I don't know what quarrel they had with him, but they tied him up like he was a hog and carried him out of here.
Well,
and then she's looking around, and you can see now she's reloading her crossbow. And she now walks away from the door, going behind the bar, and you can hear her like tossing through things. And meanwhile, in the meantime, outside in the roads are basically, the pathways are all clear. You don't see any movement at the moment. The sun is rising up. You can see the sky above, just outside, is blackened with plumes of smoke.
Oh, we got to find Ender.
what about Ari? Where's Ari at?
Yes, have you seen Ari?
The little forest girl. And Millie is now stepping out from behind the counter. You can see she is got another crossbow, and she now has what looks like a saddlebag, which is flipped over one of her shoulders. Yes, she came down before those people showed up. And then she took off. She had all of her belongings with her when she left. At least it appeared to be all of her belongings.
Well, how do we go about doing this? Are we going stealth? Are we going head on?
And Millie says, I don't care what you do. I have to go see if my children are still alive. And she starts heading towards the exit, loading the second crossbow, and she's got these light crossbows, hand crossbows in each hand. And she looks back to all of you and she says, good luck to you. And she begins. She nods in your direction, Luthana, and she begins. She looks towards you, Red, and she says, I truly hope that nothing happened to your little ones. And then she's gone out the door.
So what are we doing?
Well, he said that they arrested some samurai and took him to the mayor's house. I'd assume the first place I'd look would be the mayor's house.
You hear a sound. Sounds familiar, especially familiar to you, Zito. It sounds like one of those sentient construct horse vehicles. Like the throaty roar of an engine somewhere outside.
Zito's gonna go over to the door and peek outside.
Okay. As you look outside, you see a trio, 3 individuals wearing splint armor on the backs of these vehicles. Not the ramshackle painted racing esters that you're accustomed to seeing for the race that you partook in with Ari. These are clean lines, look brand new, and you just watch as they rocket down the street and immediately hang a right and go to the east.
And I'm assuming that Zito wouldn't recognize any other riders.
You can make a perception check.
Like they wouldn't be like any guards or anything like that.
You can certainly make a perception check, for sure. That's a natural 1. Unfortunately, no. They don't look familiar. The vehicles definitely look familiar, but they do not. And they were riding so fast. Like, they tore ass around the corner, kicking up sand and dirt from the road.
I'm still recovering from being dead. Give me a moment.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm just hanging out, waiting for us to make a decision.
So if we go to the mayor's house, do we approach directly or should we be disguised?
When those vehicles rode by, you noticed that Gort like slammed into the side of the wall and started peering over the window jamb, the broken window, looking outside. And Iker joins him like almost immediately, like he sidles up next to him.
I know I got a natural 1 on that roll, but were they heading towards or away from the mayor's house?
They seem to be going towards the mayor's house. The base of the tower is in that direction. The mayor's house is in that direction. Actually, where you all unfortunately watched Zito and Red fall is close to where in that direction as well.
I say we go over there. And as for stealth or not, knowing Red and myself and Eli, I don't think we will fare too well being stealthy.
Lithana.
Yes.
You get another message. It says, this one is not... It's weird. It's not your cousin. You hear in your mind, come out wherever you are, in your own voice.
And then people, her friends around her, just hear her say, "Oh shit."
What?
I think Toro is here. He just sent me a message in my own voice. And what'll she do? She will disguise self.
You're going to cast Disguise Self?
And look like a half-orc, and her glamored weave will look just like traditional orc clothing that she's seen.
Like you're dressing yourself as like a commoner in the marches, or as like an official, like in a samurai?
Commoner.
Okay. How long does it take to cast that spell? Is that instantaneous, or does it take time?
Let's see.
While you're looking that up, what are the rest of you doing? Music, you're waiting for your companions to make a move or a decision to do something?
That is correct.
Okay. What about you, Zito?
I just put forward the idea of going towards the mayor's house.
Okay.
So I think I never met Castellaner, but I think that's probably where he would hang out while the rest of the city burns down.
And Eli?
I mean, I'm waiting for the group decision, but I think the mayor's house too. Although stealthy, if we can try. I have a few tricks.
Red, what about you? Hello, Red.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Red would agree going to the mayor's house to kind of cut the head of the snake off kind of situation.
Okay.
It takes just one action to cast.
Okay, so within 6 seconds, you're able to make yourself look like an orc wearing commoner clothes.
Yep.
Female orc, male orc.
Female orc. And she will also, well, let's see. Does that true sight stone use concentration?
I don't know. Look at it. So it looks like the rest of your companions, while you're trying to finagle your stone, seems like the majority of you are wanting to head to the east towards the mayor's house.
Yes.
Okay. So are you all exiting the establishment?
Preferably we will not be touching the ground to avoid any more incidents with that giant worm or whatever that bug is.
So are you guys flying there? Are you trying to move stealthily?
Eli will try to move stealthily.
Okay. I
think we should move stealthily as well.
Okay. I mean, again, this is up to you guys. I'm offering up, like, I'm questioning what you guys are doing because I like to get, input from everyone, allow everyone to put in their 2 cents.
Let's be as stealthy as we can. And Eli?
This strange looking orc wearing commoner's clothes is with speaking to you, Eli. Iker is staring in the direction where Lithana was standing, and now there's an orc. And says, where'd Lithana go?
I don't know. I think she went towards the back.
And Gort
distinctly in her voice.
Okay. Gort looks to all of you, and he just grumbles. He gets up, he grabs Iker by his shoulder, and he says, "It's time to move." And they begin to head towards the exit.
And Lithana will follow. Eli, keep your true sight on. Look out for Dalicore.
Explain to me what you're trying to do with true sight, because he doesn't have true sight. He's got ethereal sight on.
Ethereal sight, whatever that. Yeah. Oh, is that different?
Eli. What's your passive perception? It's not 14, even though it says it is.
It's a 10.
It's 10. Eli, there is a bright, glowing something out in the crossroads to the northwest of Gutter Guts. As you look out the exit, back where you all were, where you all arrived from Donvi, there's something standing in the middle of the road. You see this. If anyone is looking out, you all see a humanoid standing in the middle of the road. Just sort of standing, looking around.
There's something glowing on that man.
He is his entire... Well, you can't really tell that it's a man. You just see a person that looks like they're made of light.
That man is made of light, or that woman, I can't tell.
Well, Thana, it's hard to tell, but it looks like a person of elven descent with long hair, wearing very fancy clothing, standing in the middle of the street, the crossroads. He wasn't there. He wasn't there. I should mention when the 3 Esthers drove past and careened around the corner.
Lithana will use her gem to cast True Sight as well.
Okay, how does your True Sight gem work?
Let's see.
Is it like an instantaneous thing?
For the next 10 minutes, as an action, I have true sight out to 120 feet.
Okay. And true sight does...
Let's see.
I'm looking it up.
Me too. Notices secret doors hidden by magic, can see into the ethereal plane.
Okay. You see the same thing. You see a being made of light, and you can see that in a radius around it, all of those multicolored, technicolor fish that you've seen whenever you've used this stone seem to be staying just outside of the radius of this dim light that's coming off of this body. And you watch as this individual now begins to move away to the north. Was standing there for a while and now turns around and begins walking to the north.
Towards the mayor's house?
No, the mayor's to the east. Let me bring a map up for you guys. There is Hartham. The green dot is where you guys are currently.
Alright, so this elven figure is moving up towards the tower. I believe that's what the tower is, or the...
No, it was in that sort of like not quite crossroads. It was just north of that road that goes west to east. It went in that direction. I'll draw a little circle for you.
I'm assuming that bluish house in the center of the map, that's the mayor's house, correct?
It is the T-shaped building just south of the base of the spire.
That one.
Sort of a bluish gray building. And we'll say that little purple circle, that's where you... Nope, not that building. This building. That's the mayor's house. Can you see me waving the circle on it?
No.
I cannot.
Can you see a circle on it?
I can see the purple circle.
That's
That's
the mayor's house. This is where you saw that glowing person who was just casually strolling down the street to the north. And is slowly, that glowing image is slowly getting smaller as it moves away.
I think we gotta go to the mayor's house first and save the citizens.
Yeah, let's go to the mayor's house. And I'll lead the way, Iker and Gort.
Okay, you want them to lead?
Or not? Yes, sure.
All right.
Maybe.
They'll make a stealth check. Okay.
Should we all make stealth checks?
Surprisingly, they both rolled 5s on their stealth check. So they're rattling, their splint armor's rattling as they exit. Lithana is like a ghost. She rolled a 28. Zito, you walk straight into the ass of Iker and make even more noise. It's like a conga line of individuals running into each other. Zito, as you run into the back of Iker, Eli runs into the back of you, nearly kneeing you in the back of the head.
I knew being stealthy wasn't going to be a good idea. Oh, Braywood had advantage on stealth. Let's see. Okay, so we'll keep the 17.
We'll keep the 17. All right. You just make a roll. Okay. Good to know. Okay. All right, so what are you guys doing? You're following after Gort and Iker. They start to hug the side of the building, and they're going east.
As we are walking, I will use my ring of spell storing and cast mage armor on myself.
Okay. How long does mage armor last? An hour? 8 hours?
8 hours.
Gotcha. Is there anything else that you would all like to do individually as you're walking along the sides of the buildings?
Lathana will actually cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
She forgot to do that before.
Whoopsie.
So everyone gets plus 10 next time.
Okay. Well, so you're all walking along the building, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do 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 do. Mana. Do 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 do.
It's gonna climb along the side of the building.
Sorry. I'm Go ahead, Ashley, I'm sorry.
Red has, I think, that arachna cloak thing, so she'll kind of like climb along the side of the building.
Okay.
Because she's nervous about the worms.
Can Zito climb on Red's back while she's doing that?
Yeah.
You have mage armor. What's your AC, Eli?
Well done.
Because does a 22 hit with your mage armor?
I have a 20 AC.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Ela, you take. You take. You take 18 magical piercing damage as an arrow suddenly strikes you in the soft part separating between two ribs through your cloak. Another arrow, fired almost immediately before you, sank into the side of the building next to Iker's head. And now you're starting to hear more sounds of more arrows. Arrows are thunking into the side of the building where you're all currently crouched next to. From somewhere off to the arrows seem to be coming somewhere from the north. What would you all like to do?
Can Lathana see the swords?
You can make a perception check.
Okay.
How far are we from the mayor's house when this happens? Or it's just right outside the inn?
It's quite a ways away from where you're at now. As the arrows started to like thunking into you guys, it's like you're like 125 feet away from the mayor's house, and you could see from this far away with the sun rising, even the shadow of the spire, you can see individuals in front of the building. It's hard to make out anything from this distance, but there's definitely like activity, like movement. Lithana, you do not see the source.
Okay.
And you can see now many of the arrows stuck in the side of the building. What are you all doing?
Ducking for cover. I'm hiding behind Red.
Let's see. Looking at Red, Eli, Zito. Oh shit, I forgot to roll for him. Okay. There you are. Okay. Alrighty. You guys are getting peppered with arrows. Would you like to do anything?
Are we in initiative, or can I just...
No, you guys are not in initiative at the moment, but someone is firing arrows at you guys. This is clear that that someone is firing arrows at you guys.
Oh, well then I would look at everybody and snap my fingers and cast invisibility.
On yourself? Okay.
No, not on myself, the whole group. Hold on, I gotta figure out what level that is.
Meanwhile, Gort takes an arrow, catches him in his clavicle, found a soft spot, a separation in the splint armor, and he immediately like slams against the wall, and you just see this black shaft, black feathered arrow sticking out he yanks it out, and he starts staring at the arrowhead and looking out in the distance of the direction where it came from. And now just a hail of arrows are now peppering the side of the wall. Just one after another. Just whack, whack, whack. Are you guys just standing there taking it? What are you all doing?
Red's gonna grab Zito and start running.
Okay. Eli, what are you doing? You said you wanted to try and cast the invisibility on everyone?
Yes, I can cast it on 3, so it's a Zito music disappear.
You, Zito, and music are invisible. Okay. You can drop actually, there's no invisibility effect in my thing. I was going to drop it on you guys. But I think you can, if you have it built into your sheet.
There is.
Okay. So yeah, you can drop it on those 3. So now what are you guys doing? Are you running? Did you cast this before Red grabbed Zito?
I had to because I had to touch him.
Okay. Well, I would say at this point, you are all in initiative. What would you like to do?
Roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative, please. Okay. Lithana, it is your turn. Are you still holding your gem of true seeing?
I am.
Are you still actively using it?
Yes.
How does it work? Do you have to use an action?
No, I just for the next hour.
Okay.
I see everything.
You hear a hissing noise saying a message sent to you, and your voice saying, "There you are." And that glowing light is getting closer. The one that was starting to go north up the street is now coming back towards all of you. What would you like to do in your turn, Lithana?
Can Lithana see the archers with her true sight?
You do not see them. You do not see anything except for the glowy technicolor fish and that person who appears to be made of light.
I shoot the fish. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I will. Dang it. Hold my action.
Okay. As you hold your action, what are you trying to hold? What action are you holding?
Oh, okay. So she'll cast bonus action, cast Hunter's Mark on Red, and then she will hold her bow
Okay.
to sharpshoot.
Well, if you can't cast bonus action, if you're holding an action, you only get one thing that you can do. You don't get your action and your bonus action. So if you're going to cast Hunter's Mark, that becomes your action.
Okay, Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Another arrow plugs into, this time plugs Iker. You watch as Iker takes an arrow. Oh crap, I guess I should probably, you hear him yell out, "Ah!" You roll initiative for these two. That's if you can notice them with your passive, Derek. If you know the direction which the arrow is coming from, you can attempt to see. Okay. Iker, in response, he is going to, well, he doesn't have his bow, but he has his sword. He's going to pull his sword out, and he starts rushing, just yelling, and he starts yelling something in Orcish and running to the northwest, towards that crossroads. Like he just looks and sees, he's like, "I see you, you rat bastard!" And he just starts running towards that crossroads, towards the direction of that individual is glowing in the road. Gort yells out, "You fool!" And he has pulled his katana now in one hand. He was holding his bow. He puts it on around his back. He begins running in the direction of Iker. Eli, it's your turn.
So they're running towards the figure?
They're running towards that glowing figure that seems to be getting closer. You can now see that glowing figure that was going to the north is coming back towards the crossroads. They seem to have noticed this individual. Again, it's glowing to you and it's glowing to Lithana. It's not glowing to them. They are not using ethereal or true sight.
I'll follow them. Invisible.
Okay, you're invisible. You're following. Using your full movement, just walking.
Yeah.
You see the glowing man. It's almost blindingly how much he glows. Music, what do you do on your turn? You don't see Eli, but you saw the two samurai rushing towards this individual, who you can see now, it appears to be a long-haired man. And he has a cape that's thrown over one shoulder, and he's just casually strolling towards the two samurai who are charging him.
But the two samurai are definitely charging him?
They look to they're running straight at him with weapons drawn.
Wow. Casting Hex and then following it up with two blasts of Eldritch Blast.
Okay. What's your range on your Eldritch Blast? 120 feet?
120, yep. And Hex is 90.
Hex is 90, okay. Good to know. What Does he have to make any sort of save?
Not for Hex, no, but the Eldritch Blast is a regular attack.
Okay. You can roll your attack. I'll tell you if it connects. It definitely hits.
All right, and just add 1d6 to this force damage then.
Oh wait, actually, you know what? He's gonna cast Counterspell.
On which one, Hex or Eldritch Blast?
On the Eldritch Blast.
Very well. He's still at disadvantage on wisdom saves.
Gotcha. So you start to like arc your hand out, and your this energy comes out from your palm, blazing over like throwing a football towards this individual. Again, he's not glowing to you, and you just watch as he just sort of casually moves his hand up, and you see an arc of a beam of light that just seems to make your attack go off.
All right.
And that's the end of your turn?
Well, that is the end of my turn.
Okay, I don't believe that casting a spell breaks your invisibility, correct, Derek?
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does. You are no longer invisible. I'll remove that from you.
That's cool.
Okay. And on the... Let's see. Oh, gosh. Thought I had this saved. Maybe I didn't. Ah, I did have it saved. Okay. You see... this man that you tried to cast the spell on, he just now stands in the middle of the road. And even from this distance, you can all see now, he looks like this. Long hair, regal clothing.
Oh yeah, I already don't like him.
His mouth starts to move. And Lothana.
Yes.
You hear in your head, would you kindly ask your companions to stop trying to attack me? And that's it.
In Caster's voice?
In Caster's voice.
Okay.
And Red, it's your turn.
There's this big ball getting closer and closer.
A big ball?
The glowing thing?
Well, it's not glowing to you. You see,
Okay.
you see a very pretty man standing in the middle of the road,
Ew.
wearing very regal clothing.
I guess I'll run up to him.
You gonna go towards him?
Yeah.
Okay.
How far?
Well, in that case, I think at this point, let's share a map with you guys. There we go. There he is, standing in the middle of the street.
Yeah, I don't know how much movement I need to get to him.
If I would say that if you wanted to use your full movement, I can place you on the map. Like, let's see. Actually, the way that I have this set up wouldn't take your full movement. We'll say most of your movement you're able to get right there.
Am I near enough to grapple him?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just realizing I'm saying right there, and you can't see the map. I'm sorry.
No worries.
It looks like you're about 60 feet away from him, Red.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're like 50 feet, 55 feet away from him.
So I guess I'll just dash then as my action to get as close as I can. And I'll rage is my bonus action, and then that'll be it.
Music, did you go towards the pretty man or no?
No, I just stood still.
Okay, so you're not quite on the map. You said you don't want to rage, Red?
Actually, no, I won't. I'll just dash up to him.
Okay.
She's enraged, but she's not raging yet.
She's enraged, but not raging. I gotcha. And you're using your rest of your movement, correct? Well, I'll say that she can move that much more if she uses her movement and her action. And Zito, you're invisible. What are you doing? Oh, weren't you being carried by Red?
Yeah, I think I was on Red's back.
Okay. She was carrying you. You're still invisible. We'll say you're there.
I am going to pull out my wand.
Okay.
And ready a... Jeez, do I have any touch spells? No. Let's do a firebolt in case he attacks Red.
Okay. So you're holding an action? Because this is the end of the round. So if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, well, it's a cantrip anyway, so it's no big deal.
No worries. All right. Look at that. It's your turn again, Zito.
All right, then I'll just ready a firebolt.
Actually, I apologize. Okay. Red. You suddenly hear a shock as an arrow comes down, piercing you, and you take 8 piercing magical damage. And across the way, in the direction where the arrow came from, you see a dark leather-clad person wearing a dark hood covering their face, aiming a bow at you. And Zito, it's your turn. Zito, you see this as well now. You see this individual who is standing on the edge of the roof now. Seemed like they just materialized out of nowhere.
Invisible's not being worth it. I'm going to do Scorching Ray at 3rd level.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot it at this archer.
Okay. In that case, let me play some actual battle music for you guys. Unfortunately, you miss. But that one hits. And it takes 9 fire damage from you.
Let me make sure. I think I have one more shot. Let me double check that.
I think you fired 3 rays?
Yeah, that's the base level, then I'm doing it at 3rd level.
Gotcha.
So I get one more.
Okay. And that one is a miss.
Now, end my turn.
Okay. You're no longer invisible, correct?
Yep, I'm no longer invisible.
Gotcha. Okay, Eli, it's your turn. You see this resplendent-looking, long-haired man standing in the middle of the road, cape thrown over one shoulder, and you just watch as Zito appeared, dropping his invisibility that was cast on him, and attacked a dark-clothed warrior standing on the building.
I'm gonna hold my action. I'm gonna hold a firebolt.
Okay. All right.
And that'll be my turn.
Another bolt goes flying towards Red. I don't know what it is, but these guys have like really got it in for you, Red. That's a critical hit. Oh shit. You take 26 magical piercing damage as this bolt is fired down from the west, as this individual just seems to materialize out of thin air after firing the arrow. Eli, did you want to take your action after this attack?
No.
No? All right. Iker. At this point, Iker appears on the field. We'll say he's right here. He is going to continue to run the rest of his movement, running straight at the man in the middle of the road with the sword drawn, yelling. And Red, it is your turn.
I guess she's gonna look away from this other dude for now, since he doesn't seem good. And start running towards the one shooting. I don't know how far they are.
They're up in the air, standing on the rooftops. There's one to the northwest.
Climb up that wall.
There's another one just to the west of you, across the road, up on the roof. And
Well,
there's
I'm gonna run.
and there's a pretty man standing in the middle of the road ahead.
Well, I will start heading to the west if that's the closest, and I can climb up walls with my rope breath.
Okay.
So I just walk and climb as much as I can
Okay.
up to them.
Well, let's see. So with your speed and your action, you could climb up the side of the building, and you'd be able to go after him next time. You'd be like standing right next to him. He or she.
I'm gonna rage.
You going to rage?
Yeah.
Okay. This will be the last turn, you guys, because it is 10 o'clock. I will turn your rage on. Yeah, let's see. Ah, why the hell not? As Icar is running forward, he is peppered with an arrow, taking 13 damage, as yet another one of those archers suddenly appears on the rooftop, next to the other one that fired it right earlier. Are you still holding your action, Derek? Eli?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Another arrow, suddenly the sound of an arrow impacting to the side of Icar. Yet another one. Icar takes 14 piercing damage. And on Gort's turn, he is going to fire at the one that just materialized. He will cast Hunter's Mark. And he does 10 damage to this archer. And Lithana, it is your turn. Lithana, you are still back at the wall, correct? Or you're just outside. You're still along the edge of Gutter Guts, correct?
I guess. Lithana would make her way to where her friends are.
Okay.
And can she see the archers?
You can see the ones I've revealed, correct. Dark, clothed, leather armored, cloaked, hooded warriors. Wearing gear that is very familiar.
When she looks at them, does she notice anything in the ethereal?
No. In answer to your question, you do not see a glow. They are not glowing. So I'll say with your movement, you're able to get there, and you still have, if you wanted to take actions, you have actions.
Yeah, she's going to shoot the archer on the roof.
Okay, go for it.
She will sharpshoot it.
Sharpshooter. That's definitely a hit. That's the 22 damage.
And she'll sharpshoot again.
Where's that? Wow, 15. Lithana.
Yes.
When you attack your favorite enemy, how much more damage do you get to roll?
Favored enemy is, this is not a favored enemy, this is a sharpshoot. Sharpshoot is -5 plus 10.
Plus 10.
So sorry, it's -5 if she hits with a sharpshoot.
Right, but what's your, when you attack an enemy that's your favorite enemy? What?
Oh, okay.
Because I'm just looking at your damage type, and I'm seeing it's plus 10 to hit or plus 10 damage. I guess I'm just confused by your attack. It's like a D8 plus a D6 plus just 15.
Okay, so she's using Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And with sharpshoot, if she hits, it's plus 10.
Right, but you got an extra.
And she has her medical weapon.
I'm just confused. It's like plus 10, plus 15. I'm trying to figure out where that plus 15 is coming from.
So,
I think it's plus 10 damage from
Yes.
the whatever feat she's using, plus her dexterity
Sharpshoot.
modifier, which I'm assuming is plus 5.
yes.
Okay.
So
Plus
I'll make
Hunter's
15.
Yeah, plus Hunter's mark plus her dice roll.
Yes.
Okay.
Arrow.
Well, the reason why I asked that is when you attack your favorite enemy, do you get extra damage?
If it's favorite enemy, sorry. I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
All right. Red. You feel a cold tickle and then a giggle. Sabrina, will you giggle for us, please?
Okay, there we go. There's a giggle.
You heard that behind you, Red. As you are suddenly stabbed from behind by something.
If Zito is on Red's back, would he also be stabbed?
You're not on her back. You can't ride
Oh,
on her
I'm
back.
not being-
You can't ride on
Oh.
her back. She would have been carrying you, so she would have left you behind. Unless she, in order to climb up the side of the wall, she'd need both of her hands. Sorry, I guess we should have clarified that. Red, you didn't bring Zito with you, correct?
Not up the building.
Okay. So you could be at the base of the building if you want.
Alright, yeah, I'll just stay over there at the base of the building.
Like right below her, like right here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so it's +4 if it's undead. That's all. That's your only favorite enemy?
I have constructs and beasts, but I don't get damage bonuses.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know. Okay, Red, you are suddenly stabbed in the back with a short sword. And you take 5 damage reduced down by 10 as this dark warrior that you didn't realize was there before suddenly materializes behind you. Laughing, using Lithana's voice. It then attacks you again 2 more times. This time without advantage. That's first hits. You take 5 damage reduced down from 11. Second one hits. You take 6 damage reduced down from 12. And on caster's turn, let's see. Gosh. Caster is going to take I take one of his hands. He just sort of brushes his hand in front of him, and the air around where he brushed his hand begins to get colder. And let's see, a wall of ice forms directly on top or just underneath Icar's legs and begins to rush up underneath him. Unless someone would like to try and cancel that. Icar fails. and you all hear a terrifying scream as this wall of ice rises up and tears him in half. One half falls in front of the wall of ice directly in front of him. The other half falls behind him, legs kicking still, slightly twitching. And let's see. Zito, you're being attacked. Are you trying to use your magic to try and prevent that attack?
I'm going to shield it.
Okay.
Yep, shield.
Can you use a reaction if you don't know the attack is coming? Or does
I'll
that,
say no.
Or does that matter? Because you did not know this attack was coming, unfortunately.
Technically, the rules
no.
it doesn't matter, but it's up to you.
Okay.
No, Zito didn't know I was not going to do it.
Okay. So you take... so the first attack gets through. You take 12 magical piercing damage. This individual is now materializes on the roof, so these will not be at advantage. Their next attack. Would you like to use your shield now? It rolled and hit it with a 25.
No, I'll still hit.
I'll still hit. Okay. You take 11 piercing magical damage. And then it rolls a 21. Would you like to block that?
Yeah, I'll shield that one.
Okay, so you take no damage on the third arrow as you manage to raise your arcane shield up just in time. And Music, it is your turn.
Cool.
Would you like me to put you on the battlefield?
Yeah, just put me on the very edge of the map up there near Zeta.
Okay. Well, I would say it takes your full regular movement to get there.
I think that'll be enough.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Just checking some range. Caster is still under the effect of my hex, is he not?
He is. However, keep in mind there is now a wall of ice blocking your view of him. And because
and
spells,
I need to see him for what I want to do.
Yeah, unfortunately, because spells require a line of sight, you would not be able to see him.
Can I see Archer number 5?
I would say no, but you can see Archer number 6.
Sounds good to me. Since I've lost sight of Caster, can I transfer my hex?
I believe you can. Even though you can't see him, you should still be able to transfer your hex. You know it's there. You can feel your hex.
Okay, then he's getting a disadvantage on wisdom saves, and
He fails.
well, Music has a pet.
All right.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. So let's see. That was number 6. So Archer number 6. Archer number 6 pulls back their hood, standing on the very edge of the roof. And it's Lathana. Her skin is metallic. The morning sun glinting off of their body. But it is your companion that you met while you were in the astral plane. It is your friend's companion that they met all those many months ago in the city of Sharn. Shining, metallic, the look of glee in their eye. And laughing. Sabrina, would you like to close this out with yet another giggle? You can make it malevolent sounding if you like. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Oh my gosh,
I got a pet
that's
Lathana.
terrifying.
One could assume that every single one of those looks like Lathana.
One could assume.
Considering the one behind Red was laughing.
Well, at least they don't all look like red. Oh my god, we'd be torn to pieces.
Yeah.
True.
Well, I know that it took us a little bit of time to finish this one out. I apologize to all of you who, have time constraints. But that was pretty awesome, guys.
Yeah, and one of my spells actually worked. Woohoo!
Yes.
Hey.
I mean, it's not like I have a low safety C or anything. It's actually pretty damn high.
And Lathana's favorite samurai died, guys.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're gonna have to kill Castor for that.
Is he dead?
He got ripped in half.
Oh.
We could always get another true resurrection.
That's true. If you guys want to spend another 50,000 gold.
Yeah, I'd rather you just raise dead.
Nah, he's in 2 parts. I don't think I can fix that one.
Yeah, he's getting buried.
We'll make him a nice headstone.
We have the
For real
technology. He'll
cheap.
be half living, half construct.
Well, Sabrina, you've been wanting to, see your cousin for a while now. Here he is.
Oh gosh.